Anthropic says 65% of their own product team's code is now written by tagging an AI in Slack, not Claude code in a terminal, a Slack message. Here's what that workflow actually looks like, and the one limitation that means you probably cannot use it yourself yet. The feature is called Claude Tag, and Anthropic shipped it on June 23rd. You add at Claude to a Slack channel the same way you would add a coworker, then anyone in that channel can tag at Claude with a request. It breaks the task into stages and works through them, the same agent loop Claude code already runs, just triggered from a chat message instead of a terminal command. The part that actually matters is what separates this from a chatbot bolted onto Slack. At Claude is multiplayer. There is one Claude per channel, not one per person, so everyone can see what it is working on and pick up a task from wherever the last person left it. It also learns over time, building context from the channel instead of needing the same explanation twice, and it can read other channels and tools too if an admin grants it permission. It works asynchronously. Assign it something, walk away, and it can keep working for hours, even scheduling its own follow up tasks. And if ambient mode is turned on, it proactively flags things and follows up on threads that went quiet without anyone asking it to. Permissions are scoped per channel on purpose. A version of Claude set up for engineering does not carry memory or access over to a version set up for sales. Anthropic is explicit that this is meant to replace the older Claude in Slack app with a 30-day migration window for admins. Anthropic's own framing is that this is an evolution of Claude code itself, not a separate product. At Anthropic right now, tagging at Claude is how 65% of their product team's code gets written. That is not a demo number from a launch video. That is their stated internal workflow today. Here is the limitation, and it is a real one. Claude Tag is Slack only, and it is in beta for Claude Enterprise and Team customers specifically. If you are a solo developer or running a small team on a pro or max plan, you cannot turn this on right now, full stop. The workflow Anthropic is describing is genuinely real, but today it belongs to companies large enough to be running enterprise Slack workspaces, not to most of the people watching this video. The reaction on Hacker News split fast. One comment called it, quote, a minor feature update to a Slack plugin, pushing back on how big a deal Anthropic framed it as. Another pointed out a harder problem. Roughly 90% of Fortune 500 companies run Microsoft Teams, not Slack, which caps how far that 65% story can repeat itself elsewhere, at least until this expands past one chat app. So is this hype? Or is it real? Based on what is actually documented, both things are true at once. The 65% number is real and internal, not a marketing estimate. The rollout is also genuinely narrow today. Slack only, enterprise and team only, no announced timeline for individual accounts. What I would actually take from this is not whether you can use it this week. It is where the underlying agent loop is heading, less terminal, more async, more shared context across a whole team instead of one person's chat window. That is the direction Claude Code itself appears to be moving, tag or no tag. Anthropic's own write-up is linked below if you want to read the rest of it yourself. The voice you are hearing right now is generated with the AI voice tool linked in the same spot. One Slack tag, 65% of one company's code, and a real limitation worth knowing before you expect to use this yourself anytime soon. Subscribe if you want to see what this looks like once it actually reaches individual accounts.